Hello, Serge here for the Backyard Driving Range. All right, this is going to be a public service announcement from the Serge, okay? And what I want to reference is there's a lot of competition out there on the internet. I think when we originally started, there wasn't very many, and now, I mean, you plug in anything in your search engine, and you can come up with 100 different sites saying things. And Serge sent me in. Asked one of my close personal friends around here. He put me onto this website, and he said, "Well, go to this website." He said, "I think it's going to blow your mind," and I don't think it so much blows my mind as it makes me want to blow a gasket instead. I mean, I registered on this site because I wanted to read about what was going on, and I get their announcements, and I get them every day, and I usually just read the titles, and it's like, it does blow my gasket. And I just want to say, come on, folks. I mean, almost every day this site is saying, do this and you hit the ball 40, 50 yards longer. Do that and you're going to hit the ball solid and straight and add 50 yards to your, and never hit the ball out of play again. And stuff like that. I mean, their claims are so ridiculously absurd, it's pitiful. Hit this, do this setup swing and set up and swing thing, and you'll be hitting it as good as a tour player. Come on. I mean, let's think about it. If you were, say, a bike rider and you go to some websites that are going to tell you tips about fitness and nutrition and stuff and things to do that you could improve your bike riding and your speeds and everything else, are they going to be able to tell you that you could ride your bike for a certain distance and chop off 10 minutes for that distance, or even 5 minutes? I think would absolutely be insane. Or if you're a runner, you know, drink this thing or do this or put these insoles in your shoes, and now you're gonna run your normal mile in 5 minutes faster. Come on. I mean, if it's illogical for anything else in life, how can it be logical for golf? I mean, you know what 50 yards is? For some people that would be 30 and 40% more distance. All right? And that's unrealistic. If you're hitting the ball halfway decent, and I mean, you just can't get that much. It's absurd. And to go out and try to do those things that claim they're gonna give you that is just not going to happen. In fact, if anything, it's going to likely probably ruin your game. And instead of getting 50 more, you're probably going to get 50 less and more offline. So I think that's why I think when you come to swingsurgeon.com and you read anything about peak performance, we say we're going to help you cut strokes, hit it more solid, more straight. But I don't ever promise you X amount of yards. That's a thing that I've never done, because it's just too much of a variable. And when you start promising too much, in many cases, most of y'all know that if you hit the ball to this point on your golf course, 50 more yards is, if I get to the very tip of this bunker, 50 more yards is going to be past that bunker. And if you can't get past the bunker, and you believe that I promise you 50 yards, you're going to say, well, this stuff doesn't work. Well, that's why everything has to be within reason, and that's what we teach. And the biggest and most important thing is about golf is, and the peak performance golf swing is, A, it's body friendly and it conforms to the laws of physics. And all we want you to do, when you do this swing, you will hit it more solid, more straight, probably get a little bit of length, because that, despite anything else, if you've always been hitting fades or hooks or whatever else, just hitting straight with the same length is going to be longer, in the sense that it's closer to your target now, because once it's going offline and not going straight forward to where you want it to go anymore, it might be going longer, but it's going farther away, which means it's taking away from being closer to the hole, which is another way to measure length. And that's the way I like to look at it. But in most cases, y'all are going to hit it relatively longer, but I don't ever promise 30, 40 more yards. That's insane. So let's be reasonable, let's be logical, and let's be smart about what we want to do. And it should be body friendly and conform to the laws, as peak performance does. And if these things don't pass that litmus test, if you could say, if they're asking you to do something, they're right off the bat, they want you making a big turn and getting your shoulders to the target and turning you and going to parallel right off the bat, you know that is violating the laws of physics of a light club, a vertical golf club, and it's violating your physiology. We're not designed to turn that much. So right off the bat, if it starts failing the litmus test, if you've been on this site and you know what those litmus tests are, too much movement, we want to control the body, control the club, and Too much movement can't not give you that, and they want the club laid off and all these other things. It fails the PPGS limit test. You don't want to go there. Because the last thing you want to be doing is having worked on your PPGS swing quite well, and then go off on a tangent here, and then now you're in trouble. You got to go back and find it. In many cases, you do those other swings long enough, you might be putting your body in serious conditions, which could get you some injury going, and you don't want that. So let's be reasonable. Be smart. You hear? PPGS, you know the rules. If it's starting to violate those rules, you don't want to do it. Wide knees, outward pressure, good posture, and in the mid, up the tree, in the forward mid and up the tree, get to that nice tee finish and balance, and you'll be hitting it more solid, straighter, very likely longer, and shooting lower scores with PPGS. Well, that's it for this public service announcement about don't get swayed by crazy, absolutely off the chart promises of what you can get in terms of added distance or whatever in a golf swing. Be reasonable, because that's where it comes from. Reasonable. And PPGS is the answer, because it's the only swing that takes in full science, physics, physiology, to help you play better golf. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be speaking with you all again soon.